Hey, thanks for tuning in. It's Man with the Show on QTCast TV. I'm your host, Zane. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for those who have subscribed, liked, support, and shared on this channel. It is very important that these four things happen because basically YouTube, they're just not help. They're not a help anymore. YouTube was created for new creators, young creators, however you want to put it, but yet they put network shows, network news ahead of everyone else, where there's some great stuff out there. I mean, you got people like, Michael Jackson fans who have YouTube channels and they're getting demonetized. Why are they getting demonetized? I mean, they haven't done anything wrong. I know one they discuss about Finding Neverland, that basically they don't agree with some of that, but that's his opinion. You're censoring opinion. People have opinions, and, you can't just sit there and flick a switch off on people that, they have their own opinions on there. They have their own shows. Now, here's a situation I wanted to discuss, and this happened, we found this out, and I'm so glad I don't go to E3 anymore. I used to go a long time ago, because I would be worried if this was me right now. For the reason is, if you haven't heard this yet, there was a privacy leak that happened at ESA, who is the head corporation that handles E3 year to year. And what happened was that over 2,000 people, companies, it's a mixture of people who attended last year's E3 via the media. That's YouTubers who cover the interaction, people like Young Yi and many different others. Basically, their names, addresses, home addresses, and everything like that was put out on the internet. Now, some out there will say, well, it was because of a data breach, that they were hacked per se. But when you talk about a hack, that means somebody went into the system and withdrew the information out. Now, from understanding the information from another YouTuber named Sophia Narwitz, who tried to tell the company, the E3 corporate holders that this was going on, is being chastised for bringing this out. Now, Sophia basically did the right thing. As a person who would be, a journalist and saw something like this happening, she contacted them numerous times. Finally, to the point that ESA basically pulled the information out, and then she posted the report on her YouTube site and also on Twitter. Now, the thing is that getting back to the ESA site, they said it was a vulnerability. The vulnerability isn't a vulnerability, is you had the information in a section media where anybody can come in, not even a hacker can come in. You go in, click, 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 and you're there. It was on the site itself. And that is not good. That is somebody in ESA who messed up, who basically left that information out. It's like leaving a piece of paper on top of the table with everyone's name and number. That's what ESA did. They left all that information out in the open, and now it's way out in the open, and you're blaming another YouTuber for bringing this out. You should be thanking her that she saw this. But from what I understand, this information has been sitting in the system since the early part of the year. That's not good. And then meanwhile, other media outlets like Kotaku have been chastising her to say, "Oh no, you shouldn't have brought it out. This is not." No, we needed to know this information. It was very important because in this day and age, you got people swatting people. You got people, you heard what happened to that umbrella guy. Someone came by his house and smashed his mailbox. And, people say, well, it may have not been. No, he's been getting doxing threats online. And I know I've had a couple people comment, well, he didn't get doxed on the... No, go back and read a lot of this stuff. And there are people out there, and this has been reported by others online that, that umbrella guy has been doxed, and basically they don't like him. You don't like his opinion, fine. That's your opinion. But if you start threatening somebody online with physical violence, you start to post pictures of their child, their wife, their family, that's not good because it's going to escalate to something. And that's why this is important that this had to get out, because you're going to get people, they're going to use this information. They said, well, we got it in time. I said, no, you didn't get it in time, ESA. Basically, there's that old joke from that movie where they talk about sending, they had a private, I forgot the name of the movie, where they filmed themselves having sex, and they said, I take it down from the cloud. It says, you get up to the cloud. When it gets to the cloud, you can't take it back from there. And that's the truth. You can't take this back. The list is out there. I know some YouTubers, they do, and even here at CutieCast TV, we try to keep ourselves, basically anonymous as far as where we are. I mean, we're in New York City. I'm not saying where we are in New York City, but basically, you have people that, they want to know exactly where you are and stuff like that, so they can go banging on the door. And there are YouTubers, I said, there are people come banging on the door not liking what people say. ESA needs to step up, because let me tell you something. I've said about the last E3, it was not a great E3. It was a horrible E3. You had Sony bowed out on it, and a couple of others bowed out. You didn't have the situation, and you have all the rhetoric that's been happening at these events, the lies, the insanity that's been going on at these events, and the industry is being hurt, and just for this to happen. This is taking it to another level. It's just putting another nail in the coffin when it comes to E3. I mean, some of these companies, look at Nintendo. Nintendo doesn't really show up and do an E3. They do it via satellite, video, however they do it. And there's a couple of smaller companies that does the same thing too. They may have their wares there to show off. They might have some of the video games, but technically they don't have to be there. They can do a private event and get people that they've known that they've on their media lists and YouTuber lists and have them come in. I've worked for companies where they've done this. In my retail days, I've been given invitations by major manufacturers to come in, because I used to sell certain brands, and they used to invite me to show me their new stuff. And they would invite me privately, and they would say, hey, listen, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And let's tell you, the company didn't mind them inviting me, the company I worked for, because basically they got my 2 cents, because I was on the forefront. I was the one discussing it to other people about the product. And that's the same thing with YouTube. You get YouTubers or people on Twitch and DLive that they play some of these games on their channel. And they play it in, day out. And they're the best to talk to, because they're the ones who are playing these games so other people can see it. And, that is one of the best resources, Microsoft, Ubisoft, any of these other ones. They should be just basically just bending the knee to these people and saying, hey, here's our next game. Give this beta a try. Please let us know what you think of it. Whether it's a good thing or a bad, if they give a good review or a bad review, you know where it stands. And you know where to put your finance into it. If you get a couple of YouTubers that you've given your demo to, and they dislike it, you might need to go back to the drawing board. Games are rushed out too fast these days. And that's why all these problems when you see this at E3. And now, when you have E3, leaking out information about these people, you got to put it into your mind. Was this done purposely? Was this done accidentally? We don't know. Will there be a lawsuit? There is talk of a lawsuit. The best resource for E3 and all these manufacturers have been the YouTubers. Forget all the other media outlets, networks. You used to have G4 and a couple other, Spike TV is it Nickelodeon? One of the other kids channels. They used to do live broadcasts from E3. Not anymore, because it's like the people are not there. No, people do watch it online. They're there. And then there are people like here, Man with the Show. We discuss what happens there. I do have a lot of people that do like that. They thank me for saying, "Hey, listen, thanks. That helps me, make the decision on the game I'm going to play or the game I'm going to buy." Sometimes, going to buy the game and all that. And the same thing with me. I'm a person right now. I'm playing older games these days because there hasn't been that many great games that have come out. I'm about to update and go back to PC gaming again. I haven't done PC gaming, oh my God, in so many years. But I have been hooking up the system. Basically I bought some extra parts for one of my computers so I'd be able to PC game a little bit. Because there are some games out there there's from smaller companies that looked really, really good and I did want to try it. And some other YouTubers played those games and had some fun. And see, there you go. I saw other YouTubers play it, so then again, it makes me want to go out and look at that game. For a long time now, YouTubers, Twitch streamers, they've been dealing with these problems from fans and trolls. And, this has got to stop because basically it's just totally insane on there. You have to put to the point that you have to begin to respect the Twitch streamer, the YouTuber, the D-Liver, however you want to put it. Because, let me tell you something, a lot of them are doing a good job. In my old public access days, a lot of the people I worked with, a lot of people that I worked with or been around me have moved on into the industry itself. And basically they're either making movies, they work in the news media, they work in sports. I mean, I can tell you there's one guy who works with ESPN. I have another guy, he does movies, independent movies throughout. He's been nominated for awards. Not Academy Awards, but he's been put up for film awards. He's acted with some of not the greatest actors in the world, but some action stars, people that you've heard of. He's been in various movies on there. In fact, I'm trying to reach him to have him on American Asylum because he also was in he was an NBC reporter for many years. And I used to work with him on a TV show that he had many years ago back in the public access. And that's where he started as well. He started in the public access days. So basically, you have to give more respect to the YouTubers. And when you start to chastise them and say like, hey, they don't matter and stuff like that, they do matter. They do matter a lot. And for this to happen, this hurts ESA and E3. Because, what's going to happen in 2020? What's going to happen to the other gaming expos and stuff like that? Are they going to go? Because, if you're not going to provide the safety, of them giving you information, Because I understand if you have give information so you can contact them and stuff like that. And I know some of the, like I said, I myself here, Man with the Show, and some of the others, we do have corporate numbers. We do have corporate emails, stuff outside the box from our regular emails on there. We do have. We're not going to use our corporate office as where we receive our mail. We are working on a outside third-party source to handle our mail from now on, because basically, there are a lot of dangers out there. They're not, there are people out there that just wish you to do harm, and then there are those who are just basically fans that just, want to bang on the door and just say, hey, and you want to keep things private on there. If you're at a con or something like that and they come up and treat you, that's okay, that's fine. Hey, shake hands, you want to buy a drink from me, that's fine. Home is home. The office is office where we do our business also. And for, there are some YouTubers out there that didn't put these protections in play, but I bet now that they are. Because the other people that were listed on that listing were big corporations, big news sites and stuff like that. And they don't have to worry about the situation because they have security guards at their doors. They're in big buildings and stuff like that. And, people are not going to just go knock on their door. If they're going to, it's going to be like back of the squad car, please. But like I said, this is not a good thing for E3, with all the controversy that's been going on with them. And for this to happen, So comment below. Tell me what you think of this whole situation. Because I'll tell you, it is one hell of a problem. Like I said, I haven't done E3 in years, so I know my name is definitely not on that list. But there are others around us here on YouTube that basically is, and I hope nothing does happen. So don't forget, we are on mindsandgab.com. You can check us out there, BitChute, and DLive. So until tomorrow, we got a lot this week. Let me tell you something. There's a lot of news this week. There's still a lot to go. We plan to talk about the Star Trek lawsuit and many other things that are going on. I'm waiting to get some updates on some other stories that we've worked on. Like I said, we did the ASAP Rocky earlier. I'm glad he's back in town. Well, actually, back in LA, back in the good old US of A. And there's some things that we're working on, some new stuff on there. And then, of course, in preparation, we're about a month and so away from the premiere of American Asylum. We might get one more special out before the actual live air date. Trying to put that together. So until tomorrow, have a good one. Have a good evening. Enjoy. Glad we're back again. And have a good evening. Subscribe, like, support, share right here on Man with the Show on Q2Cast TV.